Hey everyone, so this video is going to show you how to take your paper questionnaires and turn them into an SPSS file. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen so that you can walk along with me. I'm going to go ahead and share this screen, and I'll be looking to the side because it's on my second monitor. So over here, you'll see the icon for SPSS. You all will have something similar if you've downloaded it to your computer. So you click on it. It does take a minute to open. It's not as bad as the computers in the computer lab, but you got to give it a minute. It'll give you this nice little symbol with the loading world while you wait. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your paper questionnaires, right, that people have filled out. You're going to have them all ready to enter them. And then when SPSS opens up, finally, I will show you how to do that, how to set it up and how to do it. I should have just opened it, but I wanted to show you from scratch. So here we go. This is promising. All righty. Some Jeopardy music. Okay. So what you want to do is just tell it you want a new data set and hit open. And it should open two things for you. The first will be the actual SPSS file, and then the second will be this output file, which we saw when we were doing the assignment in class, right? So that gives us some ideas and flexibility on this. And so what you can do is just minimize that output window. And you want to go to variable view first. Now in variable view, you are going to be setting up your various different variables. It sounds silly, but it's true. So what you're going to do is, so let's say the first thing you asked your participants is, what is your age, right? You're going to make a variable for age. You hit enter, it's going to populate things for you. Just sort of leave it on default for now. Then let's say you have something like their gender, okay? And here is where the values are going to come in handy. If you go over to where it says values and you click on where it says none, you'll see these little 3 dots next to it. If you click on those, here is where you can create value labels. You know, okay, fine. I don't need the scan in the middle of the video. So you add this little plus sign to add one. So let's say you want to say one is going to be female, okay? And then you use the plus sign and you say value 2 is going to be male. I'm just doing these in alphabetical order. And then maybe value 3 is going to be other. Okay. So then what you do is you hit OK. And the nice thing is that'll be right there for you, and that'll come into play later when you're doing like your analyses, your demographics. Okay, let's say you asked one more thing here. Maybe you were interested in their relationship status. Okay, same thing here. Use our little plus sign. Maybe we had 1 is for single, and then 2 is for married. Maybe you had some other ones. Again, I'm just demonstrating, so I'm just going to say 3 is for other. Okay, so let's say that's all your demographics. Next, you have your questionnaires. And so how I label those questionnaires is just I use the abbreviation for the questionnaire and then a number after it. So let's say I made up a questionnaire about eating disorders. And so I called it the eating disorder scale 1, right? So there's item 1. And let's say that eating disorder scale has 10 items, right? So I'm going to create a space for each of those items. This is a little bit tedious. So is the data entry itself. But then once you get it in there, it's really easy to work with. Okay, so let's say that's the questionnaire I created. And then let's say I have an existing questionnaire, the Eating Disorders Examination Questionnaire, EDEQ 1. And then I would create, I believe there's like 20 some items on the EDEQ. I would create one of these for each of those items. Right, all the way down to 26 or whatever it is. I'm not going to do that because y'all know how to count. Then I have my questionnaire for divergent validity. And I don't know, let's say I decided to use a depression questionnaire, the Center for Epidemiological Studies depression questionnaire. Okay, so that's, you know, item 1, and then I do item 2, item 3. I think that's a 10 item, all the way up to 10 items. So I would end up with whatever that ends up, maybe 40 some variables in this list. And then when I've got those all I want, then what I can do is go back to data view. And then I would have my paper questionnaires in front of me, next to me, whatever's easier for you. And I would actually enter the data that participant wrote in. So let's say this person said they're 18 years old. They said their gender was male. We just said male was 2. Their relationship says they're single. And then you take the actual numbers they responded to your questionnaire. So, you know, let's say they went 2, 3, 4. Well, that was a 5. So you got to make sure you're doing it right, right? And then 5, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 8, right? Then you would do that for the next questionnaire. So, you know, again, all 26 items of the EDEQ, you'd put in whatever they scored. Same thing, flip the page for the CBSD, enter all of the items, how they scored. You know, let's say they scored a 4. Then you put that person's aside and you do your next person. So maybe your next person is 21 and they're female and they're married, right? And then again, you just put in whatever they scored here. Right, and then maybe they scored a 5 here and a 3 here. Okay, and you would do that for, you know, again, up to 30 people if you got that many, or however many, you know, if you got 15, whatever, that's fine. Okay, you would want to make sure you're saving early and often, right? And then when you're done with that, getting all your data in here, you can go to the video about how to analyze your data. But that'll hopefully help you get set up. And again, please contact me with any questions.